Hey YN, fancy meeting you here.
Hey, Timely, what's up?
So, I'm planning on cooking some more strawberry crepes for everyone, and also, I'm transitioning from a mage to a berserker.
Timely, I'm gonna be honest with you. The crepes are terrible. Please don't make any more. And why are you going to Berserker anyway?
You know, I just feel like that the berserker class and all of its abilities just resonates with my soul. Like dark illumination and raging pain and deadly roulette. And I've also have come up with a berserker class guide for you guys. Meanwhile, at Ateam Incorporated HQ. Oh, Hansel, I forgot to ask. Where did you learn how to make those delicious strawberry crepes? An old friend taught me how to make those strawberry crepes. But his strawberry crepes were made with love and compassion. But mine are made with money and power. Good, very good. This old friend of yours, Timely. He must be put to a stop. He will jeopardize our sales figures in the future. Now, Hansel, I command you, silence him. Yes, sir. Alright, let's get started. Let us showcase my Berserker. So let's first talk about my gear score. So I'm a 735k Berserker, I have 295k magic attack, and 268k magic defense. I totally neglect my defense and my attack. I do not care about those stats, for now. So now let's talk, I will explain why I build like that, but let's move on to my other stuff. So if you look closely, I have a res opener. I couldn't help myself, guys. I kid you not, last video I was like, hey guys, I'm going to go casual now. I just don't want to spend anymore. And then frickin' Ateam comes in and they're like, oh, Timely, we watched your video. You said you want to go casual? Well, not today. We're releasing some power creep, a res opener. Now you're going to have to get good and buy into it. And Fick. Okay, team, you win this time. I will buy into your power creep just this once so I can have a res opener, because you know that I've always wanted ward opener, okay? So, it's whatever. I'll get the dress. Now, funny story about this is that while I got my 2 jackpots, alright, so I was like, okay, I got my 2 jackpots, and I get to open 2 more chests for 30 gems, so why the fuck not? So, I ended up doing that 2 chests, and I got an ether drop, and I was like, oh, an ether drop, and then on my last chest, I ended up pulling a platinum spiked helm, after I got my res opener. Really? Really, Ateam? The one opener I wanted this entire fucking time, you give it to me after I get something better. You could have gave me this 3 months ago. Oh my Jesus. I'm done. I'm done. But I digress. I have my res opener. I don't have to worry about that crap anymore. So, let's go back to my res opener. So, the reason why I think res opener is very powerful is because you will be able to take more damage. Now, say you take 500k damage, all of that damage will be converted into Unison. Juicy Unison that you could use to Croyd smash in your enemies and turn them into Siegfried chicken with your Siegfried. Now that is what wins games, guys, okay? Now, to supplement this, I actually use for my other opener is a regen opener. Now, I have a 12% regen with this one opener, okay? Now, that's not enough for a good heal, and I cannot put another regen opener on, so what I use is a Healing Wind, a 15% regen. That is roughly a 3-stack regen. Now if I put that on top of my regen opener, that goes up to a 5-stack regen. Now, if my if my res opener were to get popped, I can slap my guard, let my regen kick in, and then heal from it, get back to full health. My res opener will be gone, but still, I can still take another hit and still build more Unison, which, in my opinion, is going to be very, very overpowered. So I like this setup so far, and this is what I'm going to be using. Now, if we look further into my defenses, I am actually preparing ahead for the next classes that are going to be coming out. It is said that the next classes are going to be getting abilities that ignore null procs. Soldiers and archers are going to be getting them. So to combat that, I have an almighty cut opener with a 20% barrier for the first 30 seconds of battle. Now, since I can't wear 2 of them, I wear 2 constants, damage reduction XL, which gives me another 20% barrier, so I can have a 40% barrier. Now if I slap my guard, I'll have a 90% damage mitigation, but 40% is enough. Now if I wanted to get really crazy, I could go over to my barrier, my ability barrier, and have that nice increased mitigation. Now if you look at my barrier, it is actually a 40% barrier for 30 seconds of battle. I have it max enhanced, so I can put that on top of my stellar gears and my almighty cut opener for a total of an 80% barrier for the first 30 seconds of battle if I really wanted to. But I'm not going to build that way. I'm going to stay squishy, because I'd rather have that increased regen. I like regen more, I don't know why. I just feel like it takes more time to set up a barrier than it does with a regen. You can hit the regen and then slap your guard, but if you hit the barrier and then slap your guard, you're still very prone to cancer. So yes, regen has a faster animation than barrier, in my opinion. So now those are only half of my defenses. Now, as you guys can see, my defenses, or my physical defense, is so freaking low. I get one shot, and the only way I can, combat that is my res opener and my physical null, okay? Physical null is going to play a huge part here so that I can null these break thrust and rage slash and all other those cancer abilities. But the proc rate is very low, unfortunately. I only have a 35% chance to proc it, so it is very hit or miss. I have to infuse this null so that I have a better chance at procking, or I could add another physical null in my main slot in my helms. But I choose not to, and I'll tell you why. So, in my helms, in my main slot, I actually have an attack testament XXL, okay? Now the reason why I have that, and then I have a fatal art proc in my main slot in my staffs, is because if you look over here, I have an elevation opener. Now those 2 procs in my main slots are going to have an increased proc rate for the first 30 seconds of battle. Now if you look to the right of my elevation opener, I have a magic damage up XL. Now this staff gives me a 20 AP boost for the first 30 seconds of battle. Now this will come in clutch, because if you look at the Berserker class, guys, you can see they have passives for increasing the ability power. It's called versus all classes. So versus all classes level 1, versus all classes level 2, you get a passive of 30 AP. Now you add the Oberon staff with that, that's 50 AP. Now, since I have an increased chance of proccing, I have a huge chance to double proc. So if my Fatal Art were to proc and my Attack Testament XXL were to proc, it would be a 100 AP, and then with the passives and the Oberon staff, that would be 150 AP, and then with my Raging Pain, it would total up to a 310 AP Raging Pain with 295k magic attack. Now that is very, very deadly, and I love it. It's so much fun to play with. But I am still very, very squishy. I need to work on my physical null. And I'm very close actually. I'm working on my physical null right now. So if you look at my physical null, I just need to infuse it with this Azure dual blade armor. But it costs like 15 ether drops, and I only have 2 ether drops, so it's gonna take a while. Unfortunately, but I can wait, I don't care. Now, just in case, I don't want to leave this unfavorited because I don't want it to fucking disappear or some shit. I'll be so sad. Alright. So, in conclusion, my offenses for the first 30 seconds of battle, my proc rate is extremely high, and I have an increase of 20 AP at the first 30 seconds of battle. And I also have a 40% barrier for the first 30 seconds of battle, and I also have a concentration opener for my physical null, giving me a 1 in 3 chance to null physical moves. And if I was a mage, the Xeno dress and Xeno hair clip would decrease monster damage as well, and also the Stellars and Almighty Cut will decrease monster damage too, and they will help each other out and decrease it even further. But unfortunately, the Xeno dresses do not work on the Berserker. So my build is pretty much almost done. Like, I just have to infuse stuff. And like in my monsters too, I don't even have anything OP. Like, I pulled a Kroit and I don't even use Kroit. Like, I just choose not to. I feel like it's not fun. I feel like it's cheap, and like I feel like I don't like it when I get Kroit smashed, so like why would I enjoy Kroit smashing other people, you know? So like I don't use her. I enjoy using like Holmes. So like I'll pop Holmes and then I'll use like a kill dance or some shit and then just kill everyone that way. Or I'll use Spica to give Unison to everyone and then pop everyone's ward, and then someone else can finish them off. And then for third round, I could use Tourbillon and then use Kill Dance with Frenzy on. So these are my main 3 right here. I got Old Fart Tourbillon, I got Little Lolly Spica here, and then I got Super Home Dog Slice Holmes over here. And these are the 3 that I use. They're not super OP, I don't really care. I still use them, and they're a lot of fun. I mean, maybe one day I'll like, you know, get a Mikhail and then start using Mikhail all the time and then just kill people that way, but, you know, I'm not trying to, you know, whale for monsters, guys. Whaling gear is much, much cheaper than whaling monsters. I mean, if you were to just wait for 3 months, these monsters will become more available, so that's what I'm going to do. So yeah guys, that's pretty much all I have to say about my Berserker, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I have to get going now. Peace. Oh, still here are we?